Hi everyone. In this video, I want to share a little bit more about how we develop our brand, right? And what it stands for, and why it's important to you, right? Every company needs a brand, right? If you take a look at what Google and Facebook is doing, you'll notice that the word brand is mentioned many times. And there are a lot of features that are developed for brands to use as well. And of course, it makes you more money, higher ROI, higher customer lifetime value, right? So maybe I can share a little bit more about how we discovered and created our own brand, right? So this is actually something that our customers are already buying at this point in time. We have this About Us page, and customers are spending like 3 minutes there, right? And you can see that they are buying into the brand because you get messages asking to join the team, asking to join the family, you to extend the promotion. Compared to previously when we were just doing affiliate marketing style, it was just full of complaints of why my order wasn't reaching and your package sucks or something like that. Nobody's buying into your brand. Nobody is interested in what you're doing. They just want the product, right? So this is a very big departure from that. Okay, and I think we had some issues 3-4 months back in our company. We didn't really know what we were doing, just trying to sell all sorts of stuff, and we didn't know what was not working as well. We tried a lot of stuff from almost everyone you can hear, and it just didn't quite work out. Even if it worked, it was like for a few days and then it went back down, and we didn't know what to do. Right, so we sat down with the company and said, okay, you know what, let's try to figure out what we really stand for. And I remember what we learned from this guy called Tony Xie. His book is called Delivering Happiness, and he's the owner of Zappos, Zappos.com. And I thought that this is a guy that we should model after, right? Well, of course, he owns $1 billion company. Like, that's the first requirement for us to model after anyone. And he's Chinese, so he's a lot. It's very hard to find a Chinese guy that owns $1 billion company and is willing to share, right? The other guys like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, they're all not Chinese. And Li Ka-shing, no books, cannot find anything. So Tony Xie was the only one that kind of had this Chinese culture in him. He believes in friends and families. Actually, Mark Zuckerberg also believes in friends and family, but I think the way that he does it is a lot different from ours because he comes from Silicon Valley. He comes from a background where his family is very well to do. His friends are all from Harvard, and we are not. Right? So, and Bill Gates is like that too. And Elon Musk is not too far away. Right? But whereas Tony Xie was kind of more like Jack Ma, right? Like, your background isn't that great. Your family doesn't have enough money to send you to Harvard. And there's that Chinese flavor to it that we appreciate very much. The way that they fight through, the way that they value relationships over technology, over coding knowledge, right? So that the relationship is kind of number one. In Facebook, I think coding knowledge and competency is more important than relationships, right? I'm not to say that it's not important in Facebook, but it's just valued a lot higher in companies like Alibaba and Zappos, right? So we say, okay, let's copy Tony Xie, and we ask ourselves, what Tony Xie said is that the culture of your company determines your brand, right? Which actually kind of tells you that you can't just build any kind of brand you like, because the brand is executed by the people in your company. So they have to fully believe and buy into that brand, right? If they don't buy into that brand, it's not going to work. Your customers are not going to want to buy your brand. So your brand and your culture is effectively the same thing, and your brand is actually a lagging symptom. Right, your culture happens first, and then your brand comes along. Your brand is your culture, right? So I said, okay, but all this was very confusing to us at the start. What is our culture? I don't even know what our culture is. But I went around asking around, and we noticed that our guys, our VAs that have never met each other before, they were actually sending packages to each other, and these packages were health products, vitamins, green tea. They care about each other's health. And I think this is something very uncommon, and they talk among each other, and we actually allow it to happen, right? So this is a very unique case in our company that's different from other companies. And I after speaking with each of our employees, we realized that everybody kind of behaves very Chinese style. There's this family love there, you know, we talk to each other as if we are their mom or dad. You know, we care for each other on a very deep level, and it's also shown in our actions on a day-to-day basis. We are kind of a little bit overprotective, a little bit too nice, giving a little too much, you know, something like that. So I thought, okay, let's build from that. But that is family love. You know, we care about your health, your exercise, your food. But you know, how are we going to turn that into something that customers can buy? Right, that's a challenge. But I think the first part is really the most important part, which is your company culture, right? And then brand comes out. We took some time. We asked ourselves what the market want. It's a very long process. It's a very long testing process. You have to. So I'm just gonna give you a summary, because I think the most important point has really been covered, which is to discover your company culture, okay, and then build a brand from it. So what can we do from this family love concept? We can care about your health, right? Your mom and dad. I'm your mom and dad. I care about your health. I care about your relationships. I care about your future. I care about your exercise. I care about your diet, your gym. You know, you get the idea. Whatever a mom and dad cares about is something that we can do. Whatever we care for our family is something that we can do. It can even be food. It can even be kitchen tools, appliance at home, right? So that's a really broad spectrum. And then we have to figure out what we can do, you see. As a company, we don't have tech capabilities in our company. No one here knows coding, but we are good at relationships, right? That's why we use the Shopify platform. We don't develop any coding. We suck at it, but we are good at customer service. This is something that we can do better than other people, right? Because we have the family love concept. You know, we are not customer service. We are providing the love of your mom and dad. That's a different thing. You know, you're not a friend. We are not here to give you good customer service. We are here to care for you like a family member, right? And people buy into that, you see. And that's something that our company can carry out. But you also must know, you know, every company is different, right? This is something that our company can do, and chances are everyone else out there cannot do what we do. And the same way, when you develop a brand and you discover the culture of your company, chances are you are unique, right? And nobody else can develop the same brand that you can, because it's based on the people. If somebody tries to copy your brand, it's not going to work out because they don't have the culture to support it, right? And the next step moving on from there is you have to find out what the market wants, and the market has to be big. They must be willing to pay. They must have money, and yeah, you have to blend it in together, you see. So like for us, I think we chose health, right? And our health was targeted at women that were from 35 to 64, which is effectively one of the largest market you can find, right? Because when do people have money to spend? It's between the ages of 35 to 64, right? That's your richest group of people. So I think we have like 80% of the wealth there, right? So that's effectively everybody. Right, so you have to ask yourself how you're able to provide a service that's compelling enough that can, you have to place yourself beside all your top competitors. You're beside Walmart, you're beside 7-Eleven, you're beside CP, you're beside all the top brands in the world, and you have to be better, right? You don't have to be better in everything, but you have to be better in that one special thing that people want, right? That's why you have to go and spend a lot of time researching to figure this out, right? And of course, the most important thing is still your company culture. That thing cannot be compromised, right? Because your company culture is more or less set. It's already there. You don't know it's there, but it's already there, right? But what market you want to serve, that's questionable. That's something you can discuss, but your company culture cannot change. So that's actually the most important thing, right? That's it. Thank you for watching.